some medicine and I feel so out of it. It was for my sinuses because I feel like the fall allergies are about to hit me, and it's just some Zyrtec, but nigga feels completely just loopy. So if I'm repeating myself or I sound a little off, that's probably why. Let me hurry up and finish this, y'all. I'm on my lunch break. Can't be fucking with you guys all damn day. Next story. Controversy over the WomanKing. So I was not able to go see the WomanKing this past weekend because we were doing some work around the house, or at least I thought that we were going to be doing some work around the house. And so I didn't purchase my tickets ahead of time. Then turns out we weren't really doing the work around the house like I thought, and the seats were horrible. I was just like, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to wait. So hopefully this weekend I'll be able to see the WomanKing. And from what I hear, people are saying that the movie was great, that it is a must-see, especially if you are a Black woman. You need to represent, you need to support, because this movie is all about the Black woman. Okay, I was happy to see that. I can't tell you, so many people were posting over the weekend going to see the movie, how great it was, all of that. I mean, you can kind of get that feel just from watching the trailer, okay, that it was going to be that type of movie. So yes, I am looking forward to seeing the movie. Anyway, even with all of the success, you know what they say, child. You always gonna have a hater. Is that what they say? Child, there's always somebody out there who, even when you have success in something that you've worked really hard for, there's always going to be somebody out there, a naysayer, if you will, to kind of just put a little dim on the shine. So the controversy about boycotting the WomanKing. They're saying because there are elements that's within the movie that are not true or historically accurate. Now, this is stupid to me, okay, because first of all, yes, this is a story that's based on a true story that happened when a nation was about to fall, and there was a team of Black women who were warriors who came and helped save the day. It's based on real happenings, but this is a movie. It's a fictional movie. So it has to be entertaining. It's a retelling of a story, and then we have to, in order to keep you guys entertained, we have to build a storyline. If we wanted to give something that was completely historically accurate, then that would be called a documentary. It wouldn't be called a movie. It wouldn't be a fictional story. It wouldn't, it's something that happens many times in movies. Like I can, for example, you guys remember the movie where the man was in the camps? He was in the Jewish camps in Germany, and he had his little boy there with him, and he wanted to make sure that the little boy, I keep wanting to say It's a Beautiful Life, but that's not the name of the movie. I can't think of the name of the movie, but he didn't want the little boy to realize how much danger and how bad it was, the situation that they were in. So he would have the little boy hide off, and like when the when the army, for example, would come and get the man, he would kind of like do a little dance, or he would do something to make the little boy think that nothing bad is about to happen. Don't worry, go to sleep, daddy will be back, that kind of thing. You guys remember that movie? Okay. That movie, even though it is based on true happenings, we know that the Holocaust, we know what the Jewish people went through in Germany, we know about all of that. However, that story in particular, there's no way for us to really know if that happened. Okay, so in order for us to be endeared to the characters in the story, that is something that the writers make up. It's called a fictional retelling of a story that happened, that really did happen in history. The same with Titanic. Okay, we don't know if there was a Jack and a Rose on the Titanic, but we do know that the ship sunk. All right, and we know that many people lost their lives. But you have to have something that is going to draw the audience in. Otherwise, it would be a documentary. Okay. And I mean, we might have been fine with a documentary as well. But then when you can add the Hollywood aspect of it, you can get a big star like a Viola Davis and the other women that were in the movie and really give like a visual to what the story is. Then why are people mad about that? It happens all the time, right? But in this case, I am going to pull the race card and say it's because it's about black women who came in and fucking saved the day. Now all of a sudden people got a problem with it. Now I understand that there were 2 white women that wrote the story. I want to ask you guys, do you have a problem with women or men, writers I should say, who write a story when they aren't culturally connected to that? However, they have invested and completely studied this era. Do you have a problem with somebody that's outside of the culture if they are going to tell the story? Do you have a problem with that? Do you believe that only black people can tell a black person's story? Okay. And you got to remember that this is history. So this is something that is, even though we hadn't really heard about this story really until Black Panther, but that story is out there somewhere. It's really up to anybody to go and research the story and find out about it, just like you would research anything else. But people complaining and wanting to boycott the movie because of all of these reasons, like, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that the first problem is the fact that it's 2 white women that wrote this movie? Do we need to nitpick over things like that, or is that not really nitpicking? Because in the reverse, people can tell the story and say that black people wrote the story for this movie, and black people purposely left out things that might not make the story be as exciting or entertaining as it is. See, they're saying that by it not being historically correct, what a lot of people are saying is that it's not showing that in this nation there were African slaves, and the Africans, like the higher up Africans, were actually selling off the slaves to the Europeans. Okay, and that none of that is actually notated in the movie, and people have a problem with that because you're not telling the full story. Well, is that really lying about something if you've left a portion of the story out? That's my question to you guys. I don't think so, because you're focusing more on the women warriors. Yes, all this other stuff was probably going on in the background, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about these women warriors who came in and helped save this nation. Okay, so that is the biggest thing with people wanting to boycott the movie. But like I said, nobody else talked about boycotting, all of these other movies that might not be historically accurate either. So I am going to take it personally. It feels like an attack on a black woman cast. We've been seeing them talking about being badasses and how people were so impressed with the physicality of the movie and that these women were like awesome and all of that. And then once we get our heyday, you guys, once the black woman gets some shine, then here come motherfuckers wanting to tear it down. And it's not just the other persuasion either, you guys, even some of our own people. Like, I'm not saying that just because you're black, you're supposed to support some shit. Like, if it is shit, then, then it's shit to you. And you shouldn't support something that you don't think is credible or anything. But what I'm saying is, let's just look at the bigger picture. Like, that in order to tell a story, it has to be something that people are going to want to sit in a theater for 2 fucking hours to watch. Okay. And as long as you're not coming up with just a flat out lie, I don't have a problem with creating some kind of story to keep people there, so I don't know, you guys. Y'all let me know what you think about it, though. If you did go see the movie, it's hard for me to speak on it really because I haven't seen the movie yet. But I just reading on the things that the people are saying just had me annoyed, because I was just like, folks just want to fucking be mad. Can you be happy that this woman got this movie out with all of these black women and we look tough? Can we have that, please? All right, you guys, next story up. YSAPinTrouble. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys saw that I put on my stories that she was offering a class for, I believe it was $1,499.99. You know that 99 cents means that it's a deal, you guys. It's a steal. Apparently, Miss YSAPinTrouble is offering a prayer class. This is an intensive class where she shows you how to level up, so to speak, in your prayer request to the man up above, and to get exactly what it is that you want. Okay, sound like the Sierra prayer or something. First of all, if you guys are not familiar with Juanita Bynum became popular back in 1997 when she put out the sermon, No More Sheets. This was part of the Woman Thou Art Loosed conference that T.D. Jakes was having at his Potter's house. I'm assuming that's what it was called back then, at his church. And she spoke there. That was a huge, huge sermon. And it was very, very, very popular back in the day. When I was a babe in my sexual habits, I remember hearing that story and actually being that sermon and actually being quite, like, I was just like, wow, that's interesting. You know, the fact that you are having sex with these men that you have no connection with. It's just empty sex. These men are depositing themselves, their fluids in you, leaving that behind. These little remnants of these spirits in your body. Like, if you guys haven't heard the story of No More Sheets, then you guys should. It's actually quite an interesting story. But anyway, since then, Miss Juanita Bynum has had her ups and downs. That definitely put her in the forefront. But then she and T.D. Jakes fell out some years after that, and I think that they don't really fuck with each other anymore. But she is still very much known out there. Like I said, ups and downs. She said that she's been with a lot of men. She's even been with women, drugs, alcohol, like hit the rock bottom and all of that. So I guess because of the life that she has lived, she now feels that she is able to help the masses with this intensive class, just so you can let the man know exactly what you need. Now, the class is 7 2-hour sessions of her really getting you to tap into your brain and knowing how to section it off and block out any type of outside forces so that you can tap into the energy and the synergy and what is needed to reach the Lord. And $14.99.99 seems to be a bargain at that price. She said that she is giving you guys lifelong skills. And quite frankly, she could probably be charging more. As a matter of fact, she normally would charge $19.99.99 for this. But for the low, child, the low, $14.99.99, she can get this done. You can come to her class. It's in an undisclosed location out here in Atlanta, Georgia. Not sure exactly when it's supposed to take. And actually, I think she did have a date on there. Okay. But yeah. Just in case you ain't been able to get them prayers listened to, the Lord said, damn it, you didn't pay your money. I'm going to listen this time. Hold on. They already paid for this seat. What you say, young man, young lady? What is it that you want the Lord to do for you? All you ones that ain't paying for prayer, y'all get on to the back. The Lord will get to you when he can. Child, it's a damn mess. I done told you guys to beware of false prophets. Miss Juanita Bynum said that, yeah, if you need this help, you come on down and she gonna help you not only learn how to pray, but she probably can teach you how to talk in tongues too. Okay, riding on Ondas. Okay. Oh, sholo popo to ta 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 da da da. Child, remember back in the day when she had shouted in text on Instagram and we got a kick out of it? I was just like, how do you spell out a shout? And I got it on good word that Bishop Whitehead went to her shout in text class because we saw him speaking in tongues just the other day. Child, Bishop Whitehead has found himself in trouble once again, because he had someone come to his church. Well, he didn't have the person come to his church. He swore that it was a plant, that somebody actually sent this person. I don't know if it was a plant or not, but there was a woman that was at his church. And you guys, this time we got a different angle of the church. We were able to get a full view. I said, y'all ain't even got pews. Listen, I don't want to be shitting on any man's, like, if you're trying to do something for the Lord and you're trying to get the word out, then I think that is a fantastic thing. But I think that we also need to have the spirit of discernment, you guys. You've got a pastor up there who really needs to be reflecting what his congregation has. So you got a pastor who is in Gucci, in Louis, in Fendi, in all Balenciaga, in all of these different designers, and then you go pan out to the church. We ain't got pews. It's just people sitting there. It's just a few people there. How the fuck is the building fund and the offerings being paid? What is really going on there? I mean, I guess it's not my place to be trying to count this nigga's pockets and whatever he got going on. But what I'm telling you guys is this. Beware of false prophets. If you go to a church and everybody is down and out and despondent, down on their luck, ain't got no damn money, but you up here giving to a man who clearly already has it. Clearly. We don't know how he get it. That ain't even our business, probably. But he clearly has it, and he's not even investing that money into the church. We can't get a pew up in this motherfucker. I'm sorry, you guys, to talk about the Lord's house like this, but I have a feeling that the Lord don't know nothing about this house. Listen, if you go to Bishop Whitehead's church and you know something different than what I know, you are welcome to say something about it in my comments, okay? But what I'm saying is, it's just really interesting to see that people are still frequenting his place. I'm sure he's got looky-loos and nosy people, but it's still interesting to see that there are still some people that truly, truly believe in him and are letting him lead them. Okay? I just don't get it. But anyway, getting off track. The lady went to the church. She was yelling and screaming. Bishop Whitehead called her bluff and was just like, come on down. You want to speak? Come on down. Now, see, he invited the lady down there. And when we saw the panned out video, because at first we didn't see that. We could only see him up on the stage and him kind of taunting the lady. Now, the lady, you can hear her screaming and yelling in the background and saying whatever she was saying. I couldn't understand what she was saying. But once you saw the video, you saw this lady. She's on the side and she just kind of like talking. And he was like, come on down. People want to get known, they come and they say all kind of crazy things. Okay, you wanted to see Bishop Whitehead? Okay, here I am. Take the pictures. 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 That motherfucker got mad on that last take the pictures. She came walking up there. She walked right in front of the pew. And then she tried to guess from what Bishop Whitehead is saying. She tried to go towards his wife. I guess his wife and his baby was sitting over in that area. And he took it upon himself to handle this woman, grab her by the back of her neck, and hustle her ass out of church. Now, we saw on the panned out video, like I said, we saw exactly what happened. Him hustling her out. The fact that he had to grab her on the neck and shit, you knew it was going to be some welts or some shit there because he had the anger, baby. He was mad. He had his damn microphone and he was all doing all of this. And I think he was aware that he still had his mic and all. So he took her back to the back because I don't know what security was doing. Why the fuck do you not even have security sitting right at the front if you know that you guys was just robbed a few months or so ago, and now you got this woman who can easily walk up to the front of your church? So anyway, he took the damn lady back to the back of the church, and then she's still yelling and stuff, and he is fussing back at her, and then he starts speaking in tongues. I said, that's where the YSAPinTrouble class came in. He said, oh, ta 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 ta, ho fo fo te 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 te, ho mama na 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 na, ho tabo le de de de. Again, you guys, I'm not mocking the Lord. I'm really not, you guys. I have heard people speak in tongues, and when you actually hear a person actually speak in tongues, it don't sound like this. I don't know what else to say. It sounds like a completely different, it almost doesn't even sound like something that a human person could say. It ain't ho to 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 to. Okay, maybe it is. Let me not speak on it. Let me not speak on it. But I'm just saying that I got my good eye on that shit. But girl, I don't know what is going on. Like I've told you guys that social media has even got the gospel community in the fucking chokehold. We charging for stuff, prayers that have been free for as long as I've known. Okay, yes, you can be taught how to pray, but it shouldn't be a charge for that. That should be something that a person who is just trying to spread the wealth of the Lord does, you know. And I know that everybody has bills to pay, and it's some way it got to get done, but this just doesn't seem like the best way to handle it. It just seems like a false prophet. It seems like just somebody who is taking advantage of people who are really in a bad way these days, and feel like they need to be able to get the number one connection to the Lord and everything, but you shouldn't have to pay for that. And the Lord knows your heart. And so when you are going through something, sometimes you can't do nothing but plead the blood of Jesus, child. Sometimes you can't just say nothing but help me. And you know what? The Lord is going to hear that. You fall down on your knees and you tell the Lord, he is going to know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, there are times when you need to be specific in your prayer. And then there are times when you just can't do it at all. And you just need his help. Nothing more, nothing less. So I have a side eye for both Bishop Whitehead and Miss YSAPinTrouble. It's a heartbreaking thing. I'm tired of talking about these damn pastors out here that done lost their damn minds. But I have a feeling that we will continue to see these things happen more and more because, like I said, social media is something about the fact that you can get popularity by doing something so off the wall and outlandish as this. Now, in Bishop Whitehead's defense, he was arrested. He was released. Charges were dropped. He said that he's never going to let his child and his wife be in danger anymore. He is always going to protect them. That the woman that did do what she did was in jail still. Yes, that was out of order as well. If you're at church, then you're supposed to remain in order. You know, God don't like a whole bunch of mess either. So, like, I get all of that, but you know, Bishop Whitehead, now he wants to fight Larry Reed live. He wants to fight him. $1 million he's going to put up. Where is he getting this money from? Yeah, let me leave it alone. I need to move on. I done talked about it long enough and I need to get back to work. Next story. All right, you guys, so there's a civil case that has been brought forward by the Attorney General of New York, Miss Letitia James. She said that YSAP and his children, his 3 children, Eric, Donald Jr., and Ivanka Trump, falsely inflated the value of his properties and his businesses by billions of dollars. And she is saying that he did this so that he can inflate his own power and net worth when he really didn't have not even a third of the money that he's been saying all this time. He's put valuations on his properties at 3 and 4. And when it comes to his hotels and the such in New York, 10 times as much as the worth of these buildings and businesses were. And he did that so that he could get loans and other things that further give him the power, you know, to continue his businesses and things on like that. So basically she's saying that the nigga lied, didn't have the money that he said he did, but because he just continued to build on this lie, you know, the banks believed him and they gave him all this money. Mar-a-Lago not as worth as much, not his businesses, not him. And she said that this was considered staggering fraud. So she is wanting him to pay back $250 million to New York for all of his full of fucking niggotry. They said that he provided hundreds hundreds of false financial documents and just lied like it ain't nobody's business. Now, how surprising is this to you guys? It is not surprising to me. It shouldn't be surprising to anybody because YSAP has always been a liar. He lied while he was in the office. He lied before he got there, and he gonna continue to lie afterwards. Of course, he is saying, and his team is saying, that this is that they are being harassed and this is a political ploy to keep him from running for president ever again and all of that. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what it is. As long as he cannot get his ass back in office, I'm with it. The Attorney General wants him to be banned from running a business in New York ever again. I think they said, no, I think it was 5 years. I believe it was 5 years. But if he is convicted, then he won't be able to run for president again. I knew, and I told you guys back when he was in office, that New York was waiting, honey. They was chomping at the bit. They was waiting for his ass to get out of office because they was going to bring it. They was going to come after him, and you needed somebody like a Letitia James to come up. And you guys know that woman is 66 years old. If you don't fucking stop it, listen, black don't crack. This woman looks great up there. Don't look stressed the fuck out or nothing. You would not tell me that woman was 66 years old. Okay? But yeah, anyway, getting off track. But you needed somebody like a Letitia James who was just not going to be dealing with the bullshit and was going to go up there and say, you know what, this motherfucker done did all these lies and he got his old raggedy ass kids involved as well. And you know what, everybody need to go to damn jail. Well, they probably won't go to jail, but they're 250 million. Okay? And more importantly, cannot run again. So we'll see what happens there. The 220-page lawsuit is available for you guys. I believe it's public record that you could read up and find out exactly what they are saying. But yeah, YSAP has got a lot of legal problems right now. Even with all of the things that I just told you guys, he's still in trouble with the January 6th shit. Remember? Okay, that stuff is still going on. Now we got this shit going on in New York, and he still doesn't seem like he's worried because he knows that things have always worked out for him in the past. He's always been able to land on his feet. I'm waiting for this motherfucker to land on his bad hip. I'm waiting for this nigga not to be able to walk again. Let me not wish that on him. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for him to pay for the things that he has done. And damn it, you wanted it to come down on you at some point because your ass ran for president and you got the position and you knew all the eyes was going to be on you and you didn't give a fuck either. So let's hope that in this case, the justice system works, the scales of justice weigh the right way, and that this nigga got to pay $250 million and never hit the White House ever again. All right, you guys, next story up about ChakaZulu. Mama named him Ahmed Obafemi. I believe that's how you say his name. ChakaZulu, who is the longtime manager of Ludacris. Mama named him Chris Bridges. Okay, the actor, the rapper, you guys know. He was caught up in a shooting some months ago as he left out of his restaurant in the Buckhead area called Apartment 4B. When he got down into the parking lot, from the surveillance videos that we saw, it looked like he was attacked. Looked like he was maybe possibly getting robbed. And a group of men approached him. There was some scuffle. He was pushed down to the ground, and then the guns came out. And when it was all said and done, ChakaZulu had been shot. 2 other guys had been shot. And then there was a 3rd guy as well. I think they said that there were around 4 men, but 2 of the men that approached ChakaZulu ended up getting shot. One of those men ended up dying, 23-year-old Jamil Benton. When the story first came out, we were told that he was being attacked and that he had to protect himself. Okay. Then when the story died down, we didn't hear much about it anymore. Then when the story started to pick up steam again is when we found out that he was being charged with murder. And nobody could understand why he was being charged with murder. Then the story started to, you know how social media does. It starts to change. It starts to evolve. And people were saying that this boy, Jamil Benton, this young man, I should say, Jamil Benton, was an innocent bystander, just happened to be outside of the restaurant and got caught up in the bullets flying and got hit and killed. So then everybody said, well, of course, if he killed somebody that was innocent, then yeah, he did murder somebody. Okay. So that was what the story was about to be. ChakaZulu ended up putting on social media, I should say. ChakaZulu ended up giving himself up, went to the police, and bailed out $200,000, and he is awaiting his trial. But his lawyer made a correction to everybody out there that no, this was not an innocent bystander, and that Mr. Benton was actually one of the group of the men who did attack ChakaZulu, and that when he was pushed to the ground and he pulled out his gun and shot, then unfortunately he shot the other person as well, but Jamil Benton, who ended up dying from that. So if he ended up getting shot himself and had injuries that were so bad for a minute, it looked like they didn't think that he was going to survive. Like, it was that bad out here. I remember them saying like it was really, really bad. They weren't sure if he was going to make it, but he made it. But the lawyer says that if he had not pulled out his gun and shot, then he would be dead today. Okay. And I'm sure that he didn't wake up that day and think that he was going to have to shoot and kill anybody. But if it's going to be a choice between me and you, then who you think is going to try to get it, right? So it wasn't an innocent bystander. This young man actually was involved with this group trying to rob rob ChakaZulu. Now, we don't know if Jamil, I'll play devil's advocate, he could have been just with his homeboys, and they probably they could have decided on the whim to just rush up to ChakaZulu when he came out, and he was with them and kind of got caught up. But I don't know if that story is really feasible, if it's really true that could have happened. But did it happen that way, or was he really involved? Now, his family out here in Atlanta say that he was a loving kid, he just graduated from college, that he loved his family, he was always around and all of that. Okay. I talk about it all the time. Our young people do make bad decisions. It might not necessarily mean that they are a bad person, but these kids can get caught up with the wrong person and the wrong crowds. They're doing shit that they normally wouldn't do. They know good and damn well they shouldn't be doing. They've been raised better than that. Their parents been telling them what they shouldn't. All of that. We still know that kids are going to do what they want to do. So my heart does go out to the family, because the one that got killed in the parking lot that night is not the one that they have known all their lives, but it could still be the same person. And so it's just really a tragedy. It's too bad that this young man had to die this way. But, if ChakaZulu was protecting himself, he had a gun, had a license to carry, and you carrying, that means that you gonna use it if you need to. I'm sure that everybody involved wished that this was not the outcome, but it is what it is. So I'm wondering if these murder charges is gonna stick. I'm sure it can be pled down to involuntary manslaughter, and then my real rock star lawyers will have to, let me know, is this even considered involuntary manslaughter if he was being attacked? Somebody still did die, but if you're self-defense, and we've heard it many, many times of people who've killed in self-defense and, they got off. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Zulu with all of this. But yeah, just a sad story all the way around, but gotta make better decisions. In the meantime, prayers up for ChakaZulu, his family, friends, and the family of the young man who died, because people are gone and dead, and there's nothing that can be done about that. A young life that is gone over some stupid things. So we'll see what goes on with the rest of the story, and again, when I know more, I'll let you guys know. All right, you guys, real quick, 50 Cent has let us know that he ended his contract with Stars. Okay, 50 Cent mama named him Curtis Jackson, has decided to take his Power Universe as well as his BMF series on to greener pastures. We don't know where that will be. But he said that he's been approached by numerous streaming sites and other, studios, I guess, that are willing to put the franchises out for him without the help of Stars anymore. It's the end of an era, child. Power was with Stars for a long time. We knew that when Courtney left, there was some changes that went on with Power. Some would say not better changes, but the show actually, the franchise still has a lot of energy left in it. And it was interesting to me that he took a chance to just leave Stars and move on to something else. He says that he will let us know what that will be soon, but as of September 17th, his contract ended and he is done. Okay, I'm assuming and I'm hoping that he definitely has somewhere else for these people to land, because that is a lot of people that will be losing their jobs because 50 Cent had a hair up his ass and decided that he didn't want to fuck with Stars no more. Now, he does say that it's no bad blood, that he's had a lot of success with Stars. But he also says that he has like 25 shows in development, and he has all of these things that are promising and that's going to happen, and we shouldn't worry because he's going to bring it to us just in a newer, in a different vein. If he goes to a streaming service like Netflix or something, then maybe we can get back some of the grit and the grime that Power used to have at the beginning of the series. To now it's kind of more commercialized and things, and it feels like they take, that they're a little bit safer than they were when the show first started. So maybe they can get back to that feel if they do go somewhere where they have a little bit more creative license, or, but he said that, it's a wrap on that. Now, on the other side of that, I'm wondering if there's something going on with Stars. You guys ever just wonder, because Stars didn't renew P-Valley. They have allowed Power and BMF to leave, which were successful franchises for the network. And then when you guys look, I mean, fuck, Stars is damn near paying you to subscribe to their channel so that you can get it. And I'm just like, sort of like, when motherfuckers start putting shit on sale and it just be bargain basement prices, and you just be like, why? What, you guys trying to get rid of all of this because what? Y'all fixing to close? It kind of feels that same way with Stars. It's just sort of like, what's going on here? So I don't know if it's related. It's just sort of like an observation that I've had, but yeah, I don't know. Something's going on with Stars. But in the meantime, you guys, are you sad to hear that Power won't be there anymore? Like, what's going to happen? Like, when this season of Raising Kanan is done, and then what? We just sitting around waiting to hear what's next? I mean, I guess that's what we're going to be doing, right? Like I said, hopefully he's got something lined up for these people. Otherwise, honey, there's going to be a lot of people unemployed. And then real quick in the white people news, they say Adam Levine has been found to be having an affair of sorts. And his side chick went public about their relationship. Okay, apparently this woman's name is Sumner Stroh, and she's an IG model, and Adam Levine must have snuck up in her DMs at one point, and they ended up hooking up, and supposedly she's saying that they had a relationship. Okay, but at some point the relationship was broken off, and him and Sumner didn't contact each other anymore. But then, lo and behold, out of the blue, he went into her DMs again and told her that his wife, his current wife, his wife that he was with when he was with her before, but yeah, that same wife is pregnant, and that he wants to name their child after her, which is Sumner, and would she be weirded out about that? Now, I don't know why she decided. Well, she's saying that she sent that message to some of her friends, her close friends, and one of them betrayed her and put the story out that he was trying to do this. So that meant that she had to further put the story out and co-sign the story and let everybody know that this nigga out here, all in love with his wife in front of the cameras, but he out here down and dirty. Okay, laying them low and spreading them wide with Sumner, and now he got the nerve to want to name the baby after her so that he can remember her for the rest of his life, I guess. Whatever it is. Adam Levine was seen with his wife just yesterday. look as happy as a lark, child, like ain't no problems. And he put out a statement that said, yes, I did mess around with her. No, I'm sorry, what he said was, I did cross the line and I was inappropriate. However, they never had any sexual contact, no sexual relations with each other. Which, I mean, depending on how you feel about these kind of things, fuck, an emotional relationship with somebody can sometimes be way worse than a damn sexual relationship, because when you get in the mother's mind and they heart, you know, that other person really, you know, you, the one that you're cheating on, I mean, they have lost a part of you to that other person that you're cheating with. So, but he still says that it didn't go as far as she's trying to make it seem, and that him and his wife is good and all of that. Now there's been other women that come, because you guys know how it goes. Other women come out and want to speak on it too. My whole thing is, I don't like when motherfuckers do this, because you was fine with them when you was sleeping with him and you knew he was married then and all of that. Now you want to tell. Okay, now granted, he did come back and be extra trifling by asking could he name the baby after her, but I guess he was trying to get in front of it, because if he did just happen to name the baby Sumner, then she would have came out probably then and been like, oh, isn't that funny that we used to fuck around and now he named his baby after me. Okay, so I mean, either way it go, I guess we was gonna find out about it. Maybe y'all need to name the baby Carl, you know, Michelle, James, whatever. Okay, let's just leave Sumner alone. But yeah, them kind of stories, I'm just like, girl, you wanted your 15 minutes of fame, you got it. Okay, and we'll just move on from there. And then lastly, you guys, this story I actually just saw it before I came and did the video, so I didn't do no research on it. But Nia Long's fiance, the man that's the coach over at Boston Celtics, they say that he'd been having an inappropriate but consensual sexual relationship with one of the staff members, a woman, in the Boston Celtics front office. So because of that, he will be suspended. But the bigger story is, nigga, you fucked around and fumbled the bag on Nia Long? Okay, they've been engaged for 7 years. I said, there go that number 7. They've been together 10 years, they said, but they've been engaged for 7 years. Nia, why are you engaged to this man for 7 fucking years? It's time to shit or get off the pot. And damn it, he been in somebody else's pot. So, yeah, it's too bad. But man, Nia Long, it's like that group. It's a group of those women who are successful actresses who just can't seem to. Nia Long, Taraji P. Henson, Regina Hall, Tracy Ellis Ross. It was Gabrielle, but she was able to get out from under all of that. Megan Good. It's like something about a group, that group, like they just can't. Sanaa Lathan is another one. They can't seem to. It just always seems like it's some shit with these men out here. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Nia, hold your head up, girl. There's plenty of them out there that still want you, so you gonna be just fine. But shame on him. All right, you guys, I am late getting back from lunch, so I've got to get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.